And here we go with the dogs again. This is a nice day. Perk of what I do. Get to work in places like this. See what we get into today. This is the parts we need for today's job. Not a whole lot to it, but it's a lot to it. The next door here, mowing his lawn. I can't even hear myself think straight. I hate it sometimes. So he don't even need to mow his lawn. He just wants to see what I'm doing. So he's gonna walk back and forth on that one strip of ground with his lawnmower for an hour. So today's project, we're working on this little Tiger River. Looks like a Sumatran because it doesn't have a lounge in it. Oh, it's a Bengal. So we're working on this Tiger River Bengal, and it's a M2E. So I don't know if you can see that. So what that stands for is M is Bengal. I don't know why M is a Bengal, but 2 is the second quarter, and then E is the year, with A starting in 1999. So C would be an 01, D be an 02, and E would be an 03. So this unit's 22 years old. And what's wrong with it is there's a bypass assembly, since it shares a common filter between the jet pump and the circulating pump. There's a bypass assembly, and somebody tried to repair it. They had the right idea, but you sometimes can't get the proper parts, and that's what happened here. And they tried to fix it up and didn't do it right. It was another company. They were probably just going to the hardware store and buying what was available, and it just doesn't work. But you'll see it all when it gets back together. I don't know what happened to the video because I was filming with my phone, which has basically a potato camera on it. I didn't have a good camera with me. So here's some stills. I thought the phone was taking video. It was just taking stills. Basically, what we had to do was rip out all the stuff they'd done and restore it back to factory condition, which you'll see in a second. Whenever you're working on something old, you always run into things other people have done. Somebody's gone gonzo on this thing with an impact and run the bolt for the canopy all the way through the canopy and broken the canopy. So we're going to have to find a way to fix that. You can't have a motor without a canopy on the back of it. It's not safe. Okay, so I put everything back together off cam. And what you got there is a check valve. You got this T. This little bypass line is connected to the bottom of the jet pump. We'll get back to that in a second. I had to replace this 90 that was missing. I had to make that up out of parts. Had to take 3/4 cup and heat it up and jam 2 half-inch street 90s in it to make a 90 for this return for this air intake. And we'll explain how that works in a second. It's connected to this duct back in here that's connected to the back of the jet pump. And I'll explain how all that works in just a little while. And this is how it works, the Venturi principle. Water goes through an orifice, there creates a suction. We draw the warm air from the motor into that, and it mixes with the water in the tub. So because we have 2 pumps sharing a common filter, when this jet pump turns on, it's obviously going to pull a lot more water than this little 15th horsepower pump here. So what we've got is a bypass line from the jet pump. That's this half-inch line here that pressurizes, and it pushes this check valve closed, prevents water from going backwards through the suction line, and then it pushes water through the circ pump, through the heater, and then into the bottom of the tub. And that's how these units heat, is through the bottom. They're very efficient. All right, just switched it back on. So far, no leaks and no problems. See, the jet pump runs. Make sure this check valve works. Every job, every time we check the heater amperage, only way to tell whether the heater's working or not is to check the amperage. And 16 amps times 230 volts comes out just below 4,000 watts, and that's the rating label on the heater. You may have noticed all these extra wires here. The way these are wired is they have 2 separate circuits. one for just the heater and one for the controls and pumps. Makes them very reliable. My favorite part of the job, I just type this up on QuickBooks right on my phone, and I print it out in the truck. It prints my QR code right on the top of the invoice, and I'd say 5 out of 10 customers just whip their phone out and go bloop and pay me right then and there. Or I get a check or credit card or even Zelle, but I rarely ever leave a job without getting paid. We had two more jobs to do today, and one got finished, but that was for a state trooper, and they don't want their homes and personal life put on the internet. Too many weirdos out there. And then the third one was there for about an hour and a half, and we're gonna have to go back. Wasn't able to finish that job today, but we got some footage, and maybe we'll make a video of it later on.